OpenAI has really transformed the industry in the past 24 hours by changing the price of their lowest cost model. Stick with me here and let me tell you why this is so important. Because GPT 5.6 Luna, which has now dropped 80% to now $1.20 per million output tokens, is just as smart as the most of the best open source models except for one. And that is why it's going to rock AI, because it now, as an AI developer, I can tell you I'm always looking for the best model at the best price to implement in my apps so I don't eat my lunch on API costs all the time. Well, Luna has jumped up there. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put it through my benchmark. I actually already have put it through my benchmark, and I'm going to show you where it sits among similarly, tough word to say, similarly priced models, so that you can see how transformative this truly is. Now I'm going to skip my normal preamble on what all the tests are, and we're just going to jump right into it. First one from Luna is a Halo clone. And this was pretty good, honestly. I mean, for a $1.20 model, it's making a Halo clone like this. There's some little issues, a little bit of clipping going on here. It has multiple weapons. It made up this weapon called the M90 scattershot cannon. There's a couple of correctness things here, a little bit of visual, whatever. But ultimately, this is a few tweaks away from being fun to play, which is a huge marker here. This was a really good generation. And that's why I gave it a 93. Really good job here. Now this is the tactical grid. It's the XCOM-like that they're supposed to make. This was Luna's worst generation. So as you can see, my mouse hover is not matching the boxes. It's sort of like behind it, and it's a skewed thing. And even though it's not part of the instructions, it makes it really difficult that I can't actually move this thing around. That's kind of annoying. And so there's actually, this is probably one of its worst generations. But I was able to move, and I clicked him, and it says 50% chance. I suppose I buy that. I'm behind half cover. He's slightly exposed, and I killed him. Okay. And now I'll end my turn. Next guy, and he moves inside the box, right? So it's really not perfect and not amazing, which is why it got a 78 on this one. Now this next one shocked me because it's the hardest test on the bench. You have to make a 3D model of a Doctor Who phone stand that actually would print. And look how good this is. Trust me, there's some stuff that's not amazing. It's thinner than a normal police box, and stuff like that, but it's super functional. You would be surprised, and if you've seen my other videos, you'll see how crappy some of these generations are. They're not even phone stands. This is actually kind of thoughtful. It's like, okay, well, what if, so it doesn't take up a huge footprint, we just made the TARDIS half the width, and then we put the phone there. I actually think this is fantastic, honestly. And with a couple of tweaks, I would be happy putting this on my desk. Maybe I will. I mean, this is really, really good. I mean, literally a near Fable level generation of the 3D model. I just have to be honest, having benchmarked them all, nearly as good as GPT 5.6 Soul. Like, those are the two best. I mean, this is fantastic. And that's why I got a 96 on this test. Now, this is its sales page, and this is leaving a lot to be desired. It's just sort of a little bland. It's not terrible. There's an animated SVG here, but it doesn't really have a whole lot of a point. There's a little bit of animation going on here with fading in and fading out. It's not terrible. I mean, it's way better than what most people were making in WordPress 5 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly not amazing. Buttons work, but stuff like this is just not a good use of text, a good use of space. This is nice, but again, like, not super aesthetically pleasing with the animations and the SVGs, which is a big requirement of this. So, overall, super functional, works. Correct. However, it's just kind of like, it's not what I would go to for front end design. That's for sure. So, that's why it has an 83. Good models are getting 96 to 100 here overall. So I think this is fair. Now on the boring coding tests, reasoning trap, twisted problem, tool endurance, and skepticism audit, it got 100 on everything. solving problems humans can't solve, insane reasoning that they have to do, tool endurance, like can it read and write without breaking, and then a fake repo where we give them, or a repo where we give them 10 problems to fix and 5 of them are fake. Do they hallucinate? Almost everybody misses at least one. They missed 0. And then on the interactive spreadsheet where it has to have dependencies and it has to work and function and everything like that. It's just a great job. Just a great job with the generation here. I mean, there's some correctness issues, you know, like when I typed the 2, I was trying to type 200 and it swallowed it, you know, tiny little bug, right? And the dependencies, they show up here, but they're supposed to show up in line, not just on the dependency lens. So there's a few things here that are not amazing, but overall functional and it works. You know, overall I think 85 is fair for this, and that puts this model at 91. Okay, so if we go to our ranks here, I mean, you may say, oh, that didn't look amazing, but consider it's $1.20. So, for example, if you go to score, Claude Fable 5 obviously does the best here. Best score, still never been beaten overall at a 99, but it just costs so much money. I mean, this model is $50 per million output tokens, right? Claude Opus 5 is $25, right, per million output tokens, and that came in number 2. Then there's Kimi K3, which is pretty good, came in at 97, right? Loving Kimi K3. But let's go down and see where Luna stacks up, okay? Right at the same level as Terra, which costs $12 per million output. 1 point behind GLM 5.2, 2 points behind Qwen 3.8 Max, and above MiniMax M3, which costs about the same, Grok 4.5, above Opus 4.8, above Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is important to see because you see that this is just a very serviceable, awesome little model that can do so many things really well at a frontier pace without costing you a ton of money. So let's organize by cost. So I'm just going to do a little comparison here. So MiniMax M3 costs the same, then Luna, and then we'll put Qwen 3.7 Plus in there because they cost the same, and then Gemini 3.5 Flashlight is $250, 3 Flash is $3. I mean, we'll just put in 3 Flash because Flashlight is a teeny model, but 3 Flash is here. Dang. So if you put all these next to each other, look at this. I mean, like, Luna is just doing so well here. So well. It's crushed. It had the highest score on Halo. It didn't do great on XCOM. MiniMax did, and Qwen 3.7 Plus did. Gemini 3 Flash Preview completely failed all these things. Completely. It's a much better chat model than it is like a coding model, for sure. I would not use Gemini 3 Flash for anything related with coding. 3D model, it's the best. It's the best, and it's way up there with all of them. Sales page, sort of in line, and then it did amazing. It actually beat all the other models on the boring coding tasks because it got 100 all the way through. MiniMax missed 1, Qwen 3.7 Plus missed 1, Gemini 3 Flash missed 1, and then in the grid, solid. MiniMax blew this away, though, and beat them. And then weighted, you see the scores here, 90, 91, 82, 97. And the thing is, at this price, what are you going to use? I mean, you could say, hey, I want to use GLM 5.2. Okay, great. Well, that came in at a 92. It's a great coding model, but you're probably not going to put it in your apps a lot as much when you have Luna there because Luna is so much cheaper, like way cheaper, $4.40 versus $1.20. And anybody who is running AI through API at scale knows that that is an enormous difference. I mean, it's essentially 3 times as expensive, right? Not to mention if you wanted to go to Kimi, everybody's talking about Kimi, sure, and I love it. I'm using it all the time because $15 per million output tokens for a high-end coding model is good. But for a model that you're going to deploy in a chat app with some agent functions and things like that, you're not going to spend 3 times that when Luna is clearly extremely capable at doing all of these things. It doesn't make any sense to use anything but Luna for your apps and for your agent architectures, honestly. And that's where OpenAI is really innovating here, because everybody's talking about, oh, the open models are going to take over because of price, and then the frontiers are not going to be able to keep up because they have to charge so much more. Well, I don't know what the economics of OpenAI charging this are. It's obviously more of a volume play now, and it's directly in relationship to the tension that has happened since GLM 5.2 and Kimi K3 came out. But they've become the obvious choice. Like, a model that performs like this is absolutely necessary. And I used to use, in my apps, I was a believer in Gemini 3 Flash Preview. That was the one, because it's still $3 per million outputs, huge context window, and very, very capable as a chatbot and as an agent, although it starts to trip on tool calls after a little bit. But in general, really, really good. And it's been hard to find anything that would replace it. And now I've got to really think about GPT 5.6 Luna. Half the price, same quality. I don't know why I said same quality. On my benchmark, 91 versus 47. Now, this is a very coding related benchmark. I mean, if it was like a chatbot or an agentic benchmark specifically, I bet you Luna would come even more on top there. So it makes it very difficult to justify using Gemini 3 Flash Preview. It really does. Or really any model except GPT Luna. and that's absolutely crazy to me. Get subscribed if you want to see every new model that comes out go through my bench, and I'll see you in the next video.